Hey, what's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all latest Dodgers news and rumors all off-season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. Today's Dodgers Nation questions of the day. 1, what is the highest you would go to re-sign Corey Seager? 2, do you think it's possible for the Dodgers to re-sign Corey Seager and Trey Turner? Would you like to see him do that? And 3, call your shot. Where do you think that Corey Seager will ultimately sign and for how much? It's going to be fun. We're going to look back at this in a few months. We'll see who was right. We're going to do a video on it, so let me know down below. And for all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So the MLB offseason is officially underway. Last night, the Braves, they finished off the Houston Astros. And yes, the Houston Astros have still never won a World Series without cheating. Last night, the Braves got it done. I told you Braves in 6, got that right. But I also said Freddie Freeman would win the World Series MVP, so I got that one wrong. But shout out to the Braves. Shout out to Jock Peterson. Back-to-back champs. New Jock City, same old Jock. Great to see him with those pearls, the MVP. Most valuable pearls. They're going to end up in Cooperstown. But this offseason is going to be absolutely insane, and one of the biggest topics is going to be Corey Seager. Where will Corey Seager sign this offseason? I'm calling it Seager signing center. That is what we're going to do on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel to keep you up to date with all the Seager rumors that are going to be floating around. You already have insiders that have had their opinions on where he could go, and just this morning, Jim Bowden, he dropped an article on The Athletic, and he had a lot to say about Corey Seager. It said, Seager is the Dodgers' most important free agent. His prime years are just starting, and they need to re-sign him. It will probably take close to a 10 or 12-year deal for the Dodgers to keep Seager, and if they make that type of commitment, they should plan to play him at third base for the majority of the contract. If the Dodgers can re-sign Seager, don't expect them to pivot to Correa, Baez, Simeon, or Story. Plan B would probably be to move Trey Turner to shortstop and Gavin Lux to second base. So a lot of that really is common knowledge, right? With Trey Turner and Gavin Lux going to second base. But I think it was pretty interesting that it would take close to a 10 or 12-year deal for the Dodgers to keep Corey Seager. To me, my sweet spot is 8 years. My ideal contract for Seager would be an 8-year deal, $30 million per season. That'd be 8 years for $240, something in that range. And I think that way you kind of protect yourself towards the back end of that contract, because the Dodgers, one of the reasons why they've been able to be so successful is maintain that payroll flexibility. But at some point we knew this day would come where you would have to pay guys like Corey Seager and Walker Buehler and Cody Bellinger down the line. Well, this is Corey Seager's offseason, and will he re-sign with the Dodgers? Well, first, let's rewind to after the Dodgers were eliminated by the Braves in Game 6 of the NLCS. He was asked if he wanted to return to the Dodgers, and Corey Seager said, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up here. I've spent a lot of time here. I believe in what these guys do. I believe in how we go about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, first of all, you can't read too much into that. Corey Seager, he's a class act. He's going to say the right things, but he did say he did say he absolutely wanted to return. It wasn't like Garrett Cole after the Astros lost in 2019. He basically said bye-bye. He was wearing that Scott Boras hat, and you knew he was gone from Houston. So I do think there is a takeaway if you can tell that player is gone for good. That's not the case with Corey Seager. This isn't a Manny Machado situation a few years back where the Dodgers, they had no intention of trying to lock him up long term. They're going to try to re-sign Corey Seager. Now, will he be too expensive? Has he priced himself out of LA? That is a possibility, but the Dodgers are going to make an attempt to bring him back. Now, how do I know that? Well, it's been reported already that the Dodgers have tried to extend Corey Seager. They made a contract offer to him. This is from Jorge Castillo of the LA Times. The Dodgers offered Seager a contract extension earlier this year, according to people with knowledge of the situation. They would welcome a return. If he does re-sign, the Dodgers could move him to third base or keep him at shortstop and trade Trey Turner. The Dodgers acquired Turner along with Scherzer to play second base in 2021 and moved to shortstop in 2022 if Seeger left. Retaining Seeger would open options. Now, the first question I have based on that report is, was there multiple attempts to try to re-sign Corey Seager during the season? Because if you remember, back before the season started, John Heyman tweeted out, like Story, Baez, and Correa, Corey Seager will enter the offseason without an extension. Dodgers made an effort on Seager, who they'd like to extend, but like the others, he will remain free agent eligible. Lindor remains the lone superstar shortstop in serious negotiations. So this was back before Lindor inked that $340 million deal. So I'm not sure if this is that same extension offer that the Dodgers made him back before the season, or if this was something else during the season. And yes, it is Scott Boras. He's ultimately going to want his client to test the market and try to get as big of a contract as he can. But look, Scott Boras is also Jose Altuve's agent, and Altuve, he signed that extension with the Astros, that $151 million extension back before the season a few years ago. So it's not like it's impossible. I think the Dodgers were trying to really lock him up. Now, he also suggested the possibility of the Dodgers trading Trey Turner. In my opinion, you don't trade Trey. He's been a durable player. If you look at his WAR numbers, only Fernando Tatis Jr. since the start of the 2020 season has accrued more WAR than Trey Turner. He is the batting champion. Yes, he has struggled in the postseason, but so did Corey Seager before he broke out in 2020. I think Trey Turner, you don't give up your two top prospects to get him and Max Scherzer just to move him. I think they have every intention of trying to lock him up as well. Now, you have heard some rumors that maybe he wants to sign with a team on the East Coast. If he makes it clear to the organization that he has no intention of re-signing, that's a different story. But Trey Turner is a great player. He's an elite player. I think the Dodgers, they're focused on trying to keep him long term. Now, the next question I have is, can you keep Trey Turner and Corey Seager? Well, according to MLB.com's Juan Toribio, he says that's not a realistic possibility. He wrote on MLB.com, if Seager walks, the Dodgers will then go to plan B, and it's not a bad one. Trey Turner, who was acquired from the Nationals on July 30th, would slide from second base to shortstop, the position he has played most of his career. In a perfect world, the Dodgers keep both Seager and Turner for the next decade, but that appears to be unlikely. So I've seen people out there that have wondered about the timeline of the Dodgers offering Corey Seager an extension, and based on the fact that Seager rejected that extension offer, then they went on and made the trade for Trey Turner. In my opinion, I just don't think that that's how it went down, because the Dodgers, they're too smart of an organization to think that they're going to sign Corey Seager thinking that he's going to be the shortstop of the future. It's the worst kept secret in baseball. Corey Seager needs to move from short to third base. He struggles with glove side range, his backhanding balls that he should be getting in front of, not bending over, not getting dirty enough. Look, we know at this point, Corey Seager is a below average defensive shortstop, but that is not why you pay a guy like Corey Seager. You pay him for what he can do with the stick. And if you're the Dodgers, you want Corey Seager because he can get you 40-plus doubles a year and 25-plus home runs. Now, ideally, Corey Seager becomes Corey Slugger, slides over to third base, and you see a little more pop. I think that's my only thing I want to see from Corey Seager. I want to see 30-plus bombs, but that hit tool is ridiculous, and I think that people don't realize he is just 27 years old. He'll turn 28 by the end of next April, and I think if you're the Dodgers, you look at it this way. Can we get him for 8 years and get 4 to 5 really good years out of him? I think that at that price, he's worth it. I think you get value in it at that price with those years. Yes, there are the durability concerns, and yes, a lot of those have been fluky. You had the Tommy John, you had the hip surgery, but you've also had some back. You've had multiple hamstring injuries. Yes, that is concerning, but at the same time, the Dodgers, they know Corey Seager's body better than anyone. They know what he deals with. They know how injury prone he really is, and if they didn't believe in him, if they truly thought he was this glass man guy, they wouldn't have already tried to extend him. So I think that's something you want to consider as well. And then, of course, there's the talk of the New York Yankees. A couple things I want to touch on there. One, Hal Steinbrenner, he's not the guy that his dad was. He's a little more cost conscious. You saw Brian Cashman already say the Yankees aren't the Dodgers when it comes to spending these days. They already have a lot of high-priced guys in Giancarlo Stanton. What they're going to do with Aaron Judge. DJ LeMahieu, who plays third base. He has that positional versatility for them. And then you have some of their guys that are coming up. They have Arosa and Volpe coming up. They still have Gio Urshela and Gleyber Torres, but Corey Seager is that special left-handed bat that could take that lineup over the top. And you already heard last season there were rumors that they wanted to reset that tax to potentially go after Corey Seager. Those rumors were floating around in New York. So I do think they are going to target him. It's just a matter of the money. Look, people can say whatever they want. Childhood team this, love growing up as a Yankee fan that. I love Derek Jeter. I idolized him as a kid. The Dodgers, they developed me. I love how he do things here. But at the end of the day, it is about that money. And I think that if the Yankees, they overpaid for him and they significantly outbid the Dodgers, he's going to be in pinstripes. If the Dodgers really want him back and they're willing to pay him, then he'll be in Dodger blue. Now, if he does that, would the Dodgers pivot to try to move Trey Turner, knowing they only have him under contract for one more year? That's another big question that we'll see. But right now, I just don't see them re-signing Corey Seager and extending Trey Turner. I don't see that as an option. If they don't re-sign Seager, do they try to get that Trey Turner extension underway and try to sign him before opening day like they did with Mookie Betts? I could see that, but still a lot of questions. We're going to be talking about this all off-season long, but let me know down below in the comment section. Where do you think that Corey Seager ultimately will be playing baseball next season? I think he's going to sign elsewhere. That's what my gut tells me. I do think that I can talk myself into having him as a Dodger long-term. I would love to see it. And yes, I know a lot of people out there are trying to get themselves emotionally prepared for Corey Seager to walk, so they're kind of acting like they don't want to sign him. Look, Corey Seager is a fantastic player. He's a special bat, and any team would be lucky to have him. I hope it's the Dodgers, but it just seems like he's going to sign elsewhere. But I want your takes down below in the comment section. And what is the highest you would go for Corey Seager? For me, it's $250 million, but I want your takes on this one down below in the comment section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball all offseason long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, smash that like button. For all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com, download the Dodgers Nation app, get merched up at GearUp.LA, and until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.